Good evening everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officer Survey 24/7. How are you all? So first of all, let me know those who have joined this particular session, how are you all? And also let me know is audio video both are okay, are we good to go? So this is our new series for your IFS subject. If I talk about this new series, we already have one session in the morning for principles and practices of banking. That was at 6 a.m. and this is the this is the starting day of your new series, that is Achievers series. In this particular Achievers series, we are going to cover each and every module from the very first chapter of your, that is an overview of Indian economy for this particular subject. And in the PPB, we have started from the banker customer relationship because that was your first unit of PPB. And apart from that, what we are going to do in this particular series, we are going to discuss the particular chapter in the form of MCQ. But it's not like I will be taking the question and options. I will let you know that this is the answer only. No, I will be explaining the question. I will be explaining the concepts here. So in this particular series, we are going to cover each and every chapter of your all the 4 modules with in the form of MCQ and with the explanation of the topic or the question, or we can say the options. If the option contains certain explanation, I will be doing that also. So this is a kind of conceptual study in the form of questions practice, so that you will know how to apply the concept, how to approach the question. The elimination method will be the best method to approach your questions, and obviously to know what kind of language of the questions will be there in the paper. All these will be covered in this series. And if you want to regular join these series, for PPB, you have to join at 6 a.m. and for IFS, you have to join at 7 p.m. only on Officers at 24/7. And this series will go Monday to Saturday. Okay, every day we will be meeting on these 2 timings for PPB and IFS. And on Sunday, you will have your weekly revision. As I always say, I kept saying that make one day as your revision day. Because if you are not revising your concept, there is no sense of studying the concept. Because there are a lot of syllabus, there are a lot of theory. If you are not revising it, somehow you will be understanding the upcoming chapter, but you will forget the first chapter or second chapter you have covered in your syllabus. So do make sure you are keep revising the content. Okay, so let's start. This is the first class of art that you can see, module A, class 1, important questions we will be discussing. What does important questions means here? It's not like what questions we are studying here, the same questions will be seen there. Like the IIBF has given a certain 100 or 200 number of questions that these are important, just read these questions and that is all. No, this is not true. We have to cover each and every, we have to read line by line, we have to read word by word. Everything is very important. If you have seen the earlier sessions of mine, I have described there, like in a particular paragraph, they will give you a certain paragraph, and in that particular paragraph they will be giving you the statements, 1 or 2 statements, and in that statement you will find only one word has been changed, and they will be asking the question which of the following is correct or which of the following is incorrect. And to answer that type of questions, you have to understand each and every line. So what does here important questions means? Important questions means we will be covering every topic of your, either if you're we are going for IFS or the PPB, we are going to cover each and every topic, and on the basis of the key takeaways of May 2023 and October 2023 paper, we will be discussing the very important subtopics of your particular chapter. Okay, so that's what we are going to do in the form of MCQ. And this is what the Achiever series means, to all of you. So now, if I talk about today's session will be on an overview of Indian economy. As I have told you, every day we will be discussing one particular chapter. And in every class, I will let you know which chapter we are discussing here. So today we are covering an overview of Indian economy. Module A, unit number 1 it is. Okay, this is your unit number 1. So let's start with the first question, but before starting, I want each and every one of you be very active in the session. Keep answering the question, and if you feel like you have a certain doubt, you can ask your doubt here in the comment section. And if you're watching recording session, because I guess you have a paid class in this time from 7 to 10 p.m. you have paid classes in the morning also, 6 to 9 a.m. you have your paid classes. So if you are watching these sessions recorded, do let me know in the comment section how many answers you have given correct. because that's the only way I will be able to understand what level of preparation you are going on, and at what level you are, what kind of questions we have to practice, where I can help you to clear this particular paper. So do make sure in every session, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section, whether you are checking, watching the recorded session, or you are live session. If you are attending the live session, do ask questions, okay, and also keep answering, and in the end let me know how many answers you have given correct. Okay, so let's start. The first question in front of you is about World Bank classifies economies considering per capita income. There are 4 categories that namely are low income, lower middle income, upper middle income, higher income. Indian economy falls under the category of dash. In which category Indian economy comes? We have first low income, second lower middle income, third upper middle income, and fourth higher income. So now you have to answer which of the following is correct. And this question have been asked. Achha, in the end of each and every session, I will let you know that from today's session, which particular topic have been asked in May and October 2023. Okay, so this will be a kind of key takeaways also, like you will know what have been asked already in the paper. So now you have to answer this question. Till then, I will give you the certain conceptual understanding. So first of all, it is defined by World Bank. Okay, on the basis of per capita income, there are 4 categories, and the name of the categories are written: low income, lower middle income, upper middle income, and higher income. Apart from that, if I'm talking about per capita income is simply an average of national income. So per capita income is a average of national income that tells us about what average income the per person is having in India, in your country. So if you remember the simplest formula of mathematics, that is average formula. That's simply sum of all the variables divided by number of variables. So how we calculate per capita income? National income divided by your total population. This is how we calculate the per capita income. Clear? Now if I'm talking about per capita income is the national income divided by total population, it means I am calculating the average value. Average of what? Average of your national income. So the average of your national income is per capita income, and this is how it will be calculated. And if I talk about India, India comes under the lower middle income category as per World Bank per capita income classification, because India's per capita income is $1,891, and accordingly India comes to this particular range. Okay, and if I talk about the first time national income was calculated by Dadabhai Naoroji in 1867-68, and he calculated national income in that year only 20 rupees. So you can see 20 rupees per person was the first time per capita income calculated in India. So here the right answer will be. Acha, also one more thing I want to add here. Make sure whatever I am giving, whatever explanation I am giving, whatever is written in the question, whatever the options are, and whatever explanation I am giving here, everything is important. It's not like the same question will be there in the paper. It might be, but it's not compulsory that the same questions will be there. So what explanation I am giving might be from there they can ask the question. Like this kind of question can be asked from this topic, like as per World Bank, India comes under the lower middle income category of per capita income category of economies. According to World Bank, that dash is the current per capita income of India. That kind of question the IIBF have given to you. Now in the options you are getting number, like what is the per capita income of India, that I have just told you. So maybe the same questions will be not there, but yes, from the explanation you can find the questions can be there. So do make sure you are focusing on each and everything in these sessions. So right answer will be your B. And the second question is asking low per capita income is mainly attributed to high levels of dash. If in your country you have a low per capita income, which of the following will be increasing because of that? Now let's understand the concept behind it, and till then if you know the answer let me know. Okay, the concept is like that. If you are saying per capita income is low, it means per person who are earning in India, their earning is very low. And why their earning is low? Because they do not have job. It means unemployment is there. It means what? It means unemployment is there. Because people are unemployed, that's why they do not have money, that's why their per capita income is low. So now let's just start eliminating the options. This is the best way to answer, or this is the best way to attempt your paper. Either it is AFM, PPB, IE, IFS, retail banking or wealth management. Do focus on the elimination method. So second is saying employment will rise. You can eliminate. Third, D is also saying employment will rise. So though two options are removed from here, with the help of elimination method. Now, if the unemployment is high and people do not have money, it means poverty will rise, obviously. And the both options remained option have the poverty. So now we cannot eliminate from here. Now, if people are poor, if they are unemployed, they do not have per capita income. If they are poor, you will find what? You will find that their particular literacy rate will also be low because they do not have money to get the better education in the country. So if your poverty is high, it means people are not having what? Better education qualification. So it means people will be illiterate. Your illiteracy rate will rise. Okay, and you can see the third option is saying literacy, so it will be removed and the right answer will be A. So this is how, with the help of elimination method, you can answer anything. Okay, now apart from that, the answer will be your option number A. Apart from that, what are the other changes we can see in the economy? So unemployment is rising, per capita income is decreasing. It means people are unemployed, they are poor. If they are poor, they will not demand more goods and services. If they are not demanding more goods and services, the supply will increase. Why supply will increase? Because the demand and supply have inverse relation. They always have inverse relation. If one is increasing, the another one definitely have to be decreased. So if demand is decreasing, supply will increase, and so does prices will decrease. Because now people are not demanding more goods and services, but the shopkeepers, but the manufacturer, but the producer have a stock with them. So they will be releasing that stock. They will want to sell that stock at the minimum price. So price will be decreased. So it will create deflation in the country. You can see, because of what? Because of the low per capita income, deflation can be there because the prices are decreasing. Now people are not demanding goods. So what you will do? You will not produce more goods. So production will decrease in your country. If the production is decreasing, your GDP will decrease. If GDP decreases, your economic growth will decrease. And that's how you will find, but just because there is a low per capita income, your overall economy is not growing. Okay, so this is how you can relate any particular terminology of economics with any other terms, because they all are related. So the right answer will be your A option. Let me know in the comment section, is it clear? So right answer is A. Now next. India accounted for dash percentage of global trade in 1600 but fell to less than dash percent in 1947. So we know Britishers used to be there. Britishers were ruling us, and they were somehow exploiting the laborers. They were exploiting laborers, they were exploiting our raw material, they were exploiting our financial resources as well. So they have done industrialization in the country. In India, they have created infrastructure for railway, but not because they wanted India to grow, they wanted India to develop, but because they wanted to take raw material from India to abroad. It means to their country, to Britain. And that's why they have done development only. That was their only motive. So now when they were here, they used to take the resources, the raw material from India to their own country. They used to manufacture their finished goods in their country, and then they used to export to the other countries. So earlier, the India's participation in global trade was very high. It was 33%. And it was a good number according to that time. But when they left us at the time of independence, we only left with the 3% contribution. So now you can see how Britishers have taken advantage of India. So they used to take raw material from India, they used to manufacture in their country, and they used to export that to India. So India's contribution was continuously decreasing. So the right answer will be 33% it was in the year 1600 and 3% it was in the year 1947. Okay, so these kind of database questions will be also there. So you have to remember the data. So right answer will be your D. Clear? Next. Next we have contribution of which sector is maximum to Indian economy. The contribution of which sector is maximum to Indian economy. And we have these options. Primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, none of the above. Primary, secondary, tertiary, or none of the above. So the contribution of which sector is maximum to the Indian economy? So we have three sector only. It is divided by CSO, Central Statistical Office. It used to be there, but in 2019 it has been merged with NSSO. Now it is known as NSO only, that is National Statistical Office. So CSO was created to calculate all the statistical data in India. Now, to calculate the national income, CSO have divided Indian economy into three sectors that you can see: primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. So this is what the Indian economy got the sectors: primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary you can call that's a agriculture sector. Secondary is your industrial sector, the manufacturing sector, and the tertiary will be your service sector. And the maximum contribution after the LPG, or we can say 1991, from 1991 the agriculture's contribution is declining, but the service sector's contribution is increasing. That's why right answer will be C. Okay, so right answer here is C. Next, as per Angus Madison database, India's share to global GDP was dash in 1600 AD. So we have just discussed the India's share in global trade. Now the question is about global GDP. So do remember both the data, they are very important and they have been asked in the paper. In case of global trade, in 1600 the contribution of India was 33%. And in 1947, it remained only 3% in global trade criteria. In the global GDP, India's contribution in 1600 were 23%, and at the time of independence, it was 3% only. So the right answer will be 23, that is C option. At the time of 1600, India's contribution was 23%. Okay, so do remember the both data is about global trade and global GDP. Okay, that's very important. Now next, so right answer is C. Next question. According to Mr. Angus and Madison data, India and China contributed of global GDP in 1080. So India and China, when we are talking about 1080, they used to cover half of the world's GDP contribution. It means it's very obvious it should around 50% because I have said half. So the right answer will be 50.5%. So you can see Angus Madison database, when we are talking about India and China contribution, they used to contribute both the country 50.5%. After a while, it increased to around 52.5% and then it started declining. China's contribution started declining, okay. India was growing, So right answer will be your C option here, 50.5%. India and China contribution we are asking about. Now the next question is there. The British introduced the following system to take excessive land tax from the farmers. So Britishers were exploiting the laborers, they were exploiting the resources, the physical resources, the raw material, as well as they were doing what? They were exploiting the financial resources also. So they wanted to earn more and more money from the country, and they also wanted to take capital from our country, the resources from our country, everything. And they wanted a cheap labor from us, so that they have done that. So in this situation, they wanted to take land taxes from the farmers for the excess revenue, I can say. So what system they have introduced? Zamindari, Malwari system, or a rotary system? And the right answer is all. They have introduced all just to take land taxes from the farmers. Okay, so this is the right answer will be your D, all of the above. Now, which period is known as post-reform period? Now you can tell me, it's a very simple question. We have discussed about this in a lot of sessions. So now if I'm talking about post-reform period, you can call it a economic reform duration. This post-reform period came because of the economic reform. You can call it a new economic policy. You can call it a LPG as well. All this happened in 1991. When Mr. Manmohan Singh was the finance minister, he introduced the LPG policy. There was a lot of reason why we have introduced that. We will be discussing that, or I have already discussed that in the earlier session as well. But yes, in the economic reform session, we will discuss the need of LPG policy. In short, I will tell you, it was the compulsion from the World Bank and IMF that if you want help from us, you have to reform your economic policy, because India was facing a lot of issues. A lot of financial issues were there, a lot of we were in the crisis situation, so we needed the capital, we needed the loan from the World Bank and IMF, and they have put a condition in front of us, and that's why India have introduced the LPG policy. Now LPG stands for liberalization, privatization and globalization. The liberalization is simply when you liberal the rules and regulation, the rules, regulations, conditions, restrictions have been liberal. They have been made easy. Privatization means when the ownership of public enterprises transfer to the private ownership. You can say the ownership have been transferred, the management have been transferred, the control have been transferred from public to private. That was the what you can call it, privatization. And the globalization was to link Indian economy with the world economy. It means there was no restrictions on the export-import from India to abroad. And that was the LPG. And the period of post-reform will be your 1992 to 2008, because it was economic reform. And because in 2008 we have seen the global financial crisis. So that's why the period have been stopped in 2008, because after that we call it the global financial crisis era. Okay. So right answer will be your C option. I am again repeating the same thing. Focus on the explanation I am giving here. Explanation is very much important. If you just read the question and check the answer and you think this is how I will clear the paper, not possible. And I do focus on the explanation I am giving here. If you remember it like a story now, you don't have to be confused in the paper between 2 or 3 options. Okay. Now in the last 4 decades, India faced the following major shocks. So India have actually faced a lot of shocks, because of which we are here right now. It's not like we are in the very bad situation. As per the IMF, as per the World Bank, India is the fastest growing economy in the world. But still, comparatively, if we compare to ourselves with us only, then India is very lack in the development or growth. So now you can see the first is saying 1991 balance of payment crisis. Second is 2008 global financial crisis. Third, the COVID-19 pandemic. So out of these 3, what major shock India have faced? If you're talking about a decade, decade means the period of 10 years. That is known as decades. And the right answer here will be all. We have faced balance of payment crisis, because of which the LPG was introduced. One of the reason. Then global financial crisis, Lehman collapse you can call it, and the COVID-19 pandemic. We have faced all. So right answer will be D. And as per RBI, we have to suffer the effects, the negative impact of the COVID-19 till 2034-35. That have been said by the RBI. So do remember this also, because it have been asked, this year have been asked in May 2023 paper. Okay, so right answer is D. Now, next question is, what policy paved the positive economic outcome and higher GDP growth rates? Which policy out of this have provided us a positive economic outcome or a higher GDP growth? Hindu rate of growth, adoption of LPG, COVID-19 pandemic, Lehman collapse. So, if you use the elimination method, how can Lehman collapse, or we can say the global financial crisis, can give you the growth? It cannot. So this is not true. As well as the COVID-19 pandemic, we have had the lockdown, the production was stopped. It means GDP was declining. It cannot be true. Now Hindu rate of growth. Now A or B can be there. But those who know what is Hindu rate of growth, they will definitely answer that right answer is B. But if you do not know what is Hindu rate of growth, I will let you know. This term have been coined by Professor Raj Krishnan. He said that a slow rate of growth, the slow rate of growth is represented or used to be represented in our country in the Hindu rate of growth form. So if India, or actually India was having till 6th 5-year plan, we were in the slow rate of growth. We were having average of 3 to 3.5% growth only. So that slow rate of growth have been named as a Hindu rate of growth. So the right answer is LPG. When we have adopted the LPG, we have found positive economic outcome as well as the GDP growth rate was increasing. So right answer will be your B. Okay, always use the elimination method. Trust me, it will be the easiest way to answer the question. Okay, so right answer is B. Clear? Now this was the proper questions we have discussed here. So as I have already told you, this is not sufficient. Trust me, this is not sufficient. It's just a practice of yours, how to study, what to study, and how to attempt your paper, Hana? Like how to approach the question. That's what we are doing in this series. But if you want to cover the whole detailed syllabus in the form where I am giving the explanation to all of you, so how to do that? First of all, for that you have to download the Adda 24/7 application. And after downloading the application, you will find the Sankalp batches, you will find your Achievers batches, the new batches coming with the Achievers series, as well as the Mahapack. Now, already started batches, Sankalp comprehensive batch started on 20th of November, sorry. On 20th of November, I started PPB, Niharika ma'am started AFM. In the same batch, I will be starting IFS on 8th of December, and Vishal sir will be starting retail banking and wealth management. Apart from that, if you go to the website, if you download the Adda 24/7 application, like let's say for example, we came here to the Adda 24/7 website. Okay, then first go to the exam category in the home page. You will find JAIIB, CIB section there. So click on the JAIIB, CIB section, click on the JAIIB May 2024, and you will find all the batches here. All the batches are available. So you can see the new batches coming from 8th of December. That is your Achievers Foundation batch. That's the Achievers Foundation batch. This is English medium. Lakshya Foundation batch is your bilingual. This is English medium. So this batch is starting from 8th of December, and the already started batch was that was 20th of November. You will find that batch also. When you scroll down, you can see 20th of November this batch started. So as per your convenience, you can enroll in this batch or in the Achievers batch. In Achievers batch, you will get the live class from the very first day. In the November batch, you will get the recording of the already have sessions. So in the Sankalp batch, or I can see the Achievers batch, what you are actually going to have here, you will find first conceptual classes, the recording of that 24/7 available, the topic wise questions, the full length mock test, and the ebooks. These 5 benefits will be there in the Sankalp batch. But when you go for a JAIIB Mahapack, in the Mahapack you will find all these things which is available in the Sankalp as well as in the Achievers batch. Plus, you will find the mini marathons and Maha marathons. That will be different from your YouTube sessions. Okay, so mini and Maha marathons will be there. Apart from that, if I talk about here, in the JAIIB Mahapack 2.0, you will get the upcoming batches as well. Let's say the Power Pack batch, the revision batch, whatever new batches are coming, all will be added in your account without any cost. But if you enroll in Sankalp or Achievers batch for the future upcoming batches, you have to pay again for those batches. But in Mahapack, you have to pay, that's a kind of a one-time payment, and everything will be available. So as per your convenience, you can choose between these, or if you want individual subject batches, that is also available. Now how to enroll? Process is same. Just to enroll, click on the particular product, do check the offerings. After checking the offerings, you can check the validity here for the Mahapack. And Mahapack, you will have double validity right now. In the Sankalp or Achievers batch, you will get 9 months validity only. So how to enroll? Just check everything. Click on the buy now option. If you use these code, you will get maximum 75% discount. But to get more than that discount, you have to use code Y496 and apply that particular code. You will find here 77% discount. You will find here 77% discount plus 1% additional discount will be available if you use the coins there. So here you will get 78% discount, that's the 78% discount, that's the maximum, and the double validity will be available if you use this particular code. Another code will be Y496, and this is how you can enroll in any particular batch, in any particular Mahapack. The process will be same. Okay, now this was all for today. And if you want to join the regular sessions of mine or all your mentors for the JAIIB, on YouTube, then do subscribe to the channel Officer Survey 24/7 as well as press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you properly. Okay, so this is all for today. Thank you all for joining the session. Last but not the least, do not forget to let me know in the comment section how many answers you have given was correct, and also share the session with your friends who are also going to give their paper in the 2024 exam. Okay, so thank you everyone and take care.